that. I just like the music. And I do sometimes, again, I hope that those conversations become, again, even when you sit here saying like influence, like even when you look at sports, like I pay attention to how like somebody, like you think about how, again, think just about even when I seen this dude on Threads and he was sitting here saying, how do Unrivaled want to sit here and try to grow their product, and they was going on the same time as All-Star Weekend, and I'm like, the difference between having influence and just like, I think some people don't understand like what real influence is, like being a real influencer. You have to sit here and go against the grain and start conversations that other people aren't willing to start. So if I cut on ESPN and ESPN ain't, or Fox Sports and them are not talking about Unrivaled, that doesn't mean everybody online, that's all they was talking about. Every time any one of them NBA players that did an interview doing the one-on-one jump, every player got in front of one of them NBA, guess what they had? Niggas ain't, unless you just blind and dumb and you online and don't know where this conversation is coming from, they're not just coming out of thin air asking them, hey, when y'all gonna do one-on-ones? They're asking them that because everybody online is talking about the women playing one-on-one. But again, sometimes some people, when we talk about influence and when we talk about celebrities, sometimes the old way will eventually die out. ESPN will eventually die out when you're sitting here saying, oh, just excuse me, just because I don't have this product on contract, we're not going to talk about it. Then cool. Then other people will go look for conversation everywhere, and ESPN will eventually become non-elite. Like niggas won't even think about them because you're not talking about what everybody online is talking about. Just because you don't have the contract for Unrivaled, that's stupid. I watch even somebody like Jamel Hill. I'm like, damn, like bro, you was like, when I'm thinking about women's sports, I would expect for somebody like Jamel Hill and Carrie Champion to be they should be starting the conversations between some of these women games, but you're still trying to get acknowledged by the men. You still talking about why the dunk contest suck. Who the fuck cares? I'm not even thinking about the dunk contest or the 3-point contest competition. I'm watching this one-on-one, this Unrivaled shit, and everybody else is talking about it.
So my question, because neither one of them got a job, right? They got their own little
I don't necessarily know. I mean, I'm sure they're probably getting a paycheck from iHeart to do that. But again,
because that's what I'm just curious. Like, why didn't the WNBA go after them? Because ain't neither one of them been.
But I think because but if I'm being honest, even I'm glad you asked that question. But I don't think either one of them go out their way to interact with the WNBA for real.
But I don't think. But you still you are who you are. Your name.
No, of course. But realistically, again, and that's why I brought them up real quick.
Like I would even go after Rachel Nichols. She's not in it. What you know what I'm saying? Like I would go after somebody like that. But I mean, of course, the WNBA is not active right now. But that's something that I would try to sit here. Okay, Rachel Nichols don't have a job right now.
But again, I think sometimes even for some of them though, is even if you don't have a job, then why sit here and keep trying to? Because again, like what you just said, for using all three of them, their name and their clout on who they are, they would get more. Realistically, common sense would sit here and say, well, we already kind of got a voice that people are familiar with when it comes to talking about professional basketball. Why not us lend our voice to the women instead of sitting here saying, oh, they should sit here and try to go get a deal and get, like, I literally have watched Jamel Hill do 2 different conversations with 2 different other podcasts, and she was sitting here saying, I think the women should just sit here and don't lose the momentum. They ain't losing no momentum. They literally just 2 weeks ago sold out Philly when it was a fucking snowstorm. And then they literally just sell tickets on sale for the Barclays. Again, I think sometimes some people are again, when we talked about the Washington Post last week, I think some of these people who already have so used to getting jobs, you're only used to talking like somebody who has a job. Because you should be sitting here saying, I think the NBA and the WNBA should be paying attention to these women are building momentum without them. They don't need the W. They're showing you right now. Literally, the tickets went on sale for the March 2nd playoffs. And if people don't even listen to what I'm saying, and this is how fire the Unrivaled is and these women basketball is. No, the tickets, they already sold 10,000 tickets. If you go look at, and that's why I sent y'all the jump, the resale ticket price right now for Unrivaled for the playoff game is $7,000, dog. For a women's basketball game, and they don't even know who the teams are. This ain't like the teams is already solidified. This is for a semifinals game. Niggas don't even know who's gonna be playing in that game already.
Not the whole tournament. I mean, not the whole playoff.
No, it's not. It's literally just 2. It's just for the semifinals. So niggas don't even know
the whole thing, man.
I think they should too. But the whole point of it is you already sold 10,000 tickets. So think about, for somebody like me, shit, I'm an Angel Reese fan. I may just wait and be like, all right, well, I could just wing it and wait and make sure that team going to play, because I don't want to sit here and just buy tickets and there be 2 teams or 3, however many teams in the semifinals that I don't want to see play. But just for the fact that they can still go from We already sold out the most in Philadelphia. The Barclays Center is already with a Liberty player. They damn near sell that shit out every time they play a superstar. So now I'm almost gonna go out on a limb and sit here and say that second game gonna be sold out. So again, for somebody like Curry Champion and Jamel Hill, y'all should be ahead of that conversation and not just random girls that I find on YouTube because I'm looking at Curry Champion and Jamel Hill just put out a podcast. It's these two girls that I don't even know where they from, but they both used to play college basketball. But I got hip to them off of TikTok. Nigga, their podcast, they be talking about women's college basketball, and that shit do way more numbers than Curry Champion and Jamel Hill. But that's my point, because those two women are still so stuck in talking about like they work at ESPN. You don't work at ESPN no more. You got to get with the times and see what people are talking about. People complaining about the NBA. If you still complaining about, and I even sit here and say this to Dad, where he was complaining about. I'm like, dog, I had this conversation with my father all the time. Because my dad is about to be 72 next week, so he's an old ass man. He's stuck in his old ways. Stop complaining about what the fuck ESPN talking about. Dog, I will show you how to use YouTube. You can subscribe to these people you already familiar with. Watch Shannon Sharp shit, but he old and he just stuck in his way. He just wanted the easy to come on TV. But guess what? If I own a media company and shit like that, but guess what? That person, no, and I'm not trying to knock on wood. That person is about to die out. So that I don't give a fuck what he like no more.
But that's the thing. You